Hello students, welcome back to Simple English with IvyCath. If you are preparing for competitive exams, you already know that English can feel like a mountain to climb. But don't worry, today we are turning that mountain into a staircase you can actually climb one step at a time. We'll cover idioms, phrases, vocabulary, structure, clarity, and strategy. Basically everything you need to sound confident, sharp, and exam ready. Alright, let's be real. In competitive exams, basic words don't cut it. Words like good, bad, or think are fine in daily life. But in essays, reports, or speaking tasks, they can sound a little plain. Let's level up your vocabulary game. Here's a classic. We all say important, but in exams, try crucial, vital, or essential. Here's an example. Education is important for success. Let's upgrade that. Education is crucial for success. If I say air is important for life, what's the stronger word? Yep, essential. Without air, we don't live. Simple. Instead of saying the graph shows, say the graph illustrates the results, or the evidence demonstrates a clear trend. Which sounds stronger? The play shows human emotions, or the play portrays human emotions. We all love saying things are good, but in exams, say exercise is beneficial for your health, or the law created favorable conditions for trade. Next time, instead of technology is good for students, try technology is advantageous for students. Way more formal. On the flip side, stop writing bad. Pollution is not just bad, it's detrimental to the environment. Policies don't just have bad effects, they have adverse impact. Replace very bad in your essay with one of these and watch your score climb. Instead of we must think about consequences, try we must consider the consequences, or we must evaluate the effects. Would you rather say, I'm thinking about my options, or I'm reflecting on my options? Which one sounds more exam ready? Teachers don't just help students, they assist them. Or better yet, the program facilitates learning. Imagine writing, this app helps with communication. Try, this app facilitates communication. Instantly more professional. Instead of students get knowledge from books, right? Students acquire knowledge from books. If I say, I got the results yesterday, how do you upgrade it? Right, I received the results yesterday. We use technology every day. Easy. But for exams, we utilize technology every day. Or the researcher employed advanced methods. Don't overuse utilize. If use works fine, keep it simple. But in exams, it can give you that extra shine. In everyday English, the manager said the policy was changing. In exam English, the manager announced the policy, or the report stated the findings. Picture this. Instead of the report says, write, the report states. Cleaner, stronger. Here's the last one. Instead of the meeting started at 9, right? The meeting commenced at 9, or the company launched a new program. If I write, the country started reforms, how would you upgrade it? Yes, the country initiated reforms. That's the exam-ready version. Examiners notice when you move beyond basic words. And trust me, these changes can be the difference between a good score and a great score. Did you know that in competitive exams, the right idiom can instantly make your essay, answer, or speaking test sound more natural and impressive? But if you use the wrong one, it can actually hurt your score. Let's learn the idioms that examiners love. Let's start with success, because hey, that's what we are aiming for, right? First one, burning the midnight oil. That's a fancy way of saying you're studying late into the night. For example, before my IELTS test, I was burning the midnight oil every night. Have you ever burned the midnight oil for an exam? Next, hit the nail on the head. This means you said something exactly right. Imagine in the speaking test, the examiner asks, "What's the biggest problem in your city?" And you say, "Traffic and congestion." That's hitting the nail on the head. You went straight to the point, no fluff. And a sneaky one, cut corners. This means doing something quickly or cheaply, but not properly. You can use it in writing tasks like, "Governments must avoid cutting corners in public health." See how that instantly sounds more academic? Exams aren't sunshine and rainbows. Let's talk about challenges. First, weather the storm. Imagine you're studying and your Wi-Fi dies for 3 days. Instead of giving up, you find a library and keep going. That's weathering the storm, surviving difficulties. You can say, students must learn to weather the storm during stressful exam periods. Second, at your wit's end. This means you're super stressed and don't know what to do. I once had a student say, "Before the SAT exam, I was at my wit's end with all the practice tests." The examiner loved it. It showed real emotion. And finally, back to the drawing board. You know when your essay idea doesn't work, so you have to start over. That's this idiom. Try, "My first argument was weak, so I went back to the drawing board." It's simple, natural, and perfect for an exam context. Now let's brighten things up. Opportunities. First up, break new ground. This is when someone does something innovative. In a writing test, you could say, "The invention of renewable energy technologies has broken new ground in sustainable development." Strong, academic, and impressive. Next, the ball is in your court. This means it's your turn to act. In the speaking test, you can even use it casually. "My parents gave me advice, but in the end, the ball is in my court." And one of my favorites, "Make hay while the sun shines." That's basically take advantage of a good opportunity. Like while you're studying abroad, make hay while the sun shines and practice English every day. See how it's a bit colorful but still exam friendly? And remember, idioms are like salt. A little makes your answer tasty. Too much ruins it. Use them smartly and you'll shine in your exam. Okay, now let's talk about collocations. If vocabulary is about knowing words, then collocations are about knowing which words like to hang out together. Examiners love this because it shows you don't just know English, you live it. Many candidates lose marks because they write something that's technically correct but doesn't sound natural. Let's fix that with 5 collocation power-ups. We say, she's making progress in her studies, not she is doing progress. Because in English, progress is something you make, like you're building it step by step. Write a sentence with make progress in your own subject, like English, fitness, or even saving money. We say there was heavy rain last night, not there was strong rain. Do we say heavy snow or strong snow? Yep, heavy snow. We say, please pay attention to the instruction, not give attention to the instructions. Think of attention like money. You pay it. That's why this collocation feels so natural. We say, I need a cup of strong coffee in the morning, not I need powerful coffee. Can you think of another drink we describe as strong? We say fast food is popular because it's convenient, not quick food. Even sometimes you wait in line forever. That's the phrase we all use. Collocations are like secret exam weapons. They make your English sound smooth, natural, and authentic. Now, one of the biggest mistakes candidates make in competitive exams is mixing up registers. Register just means how formal your English should be. Essays, reports, and academic writing, formal. Speaking tasks like interviews, group discussions, or everyday conversations, semi-formal or conversational. If you write your essay like you're texting your best friend, the examiner will frown. So let's look at 5 pairs of examples that show how the same idea shifts between registers. Kids these days are always on their phones. Young people today spend a significant amount of time using digital devices. See the difference? One sounds like gossip, the other sounds like a research paper. A lot of students struggle with math. A great deal of students encounter difficulties with mathematics. In writing, swap a lot of for numerous, a great deal of, or a significant number of. Would you say a lot of homework or a great deal of homework in an essay? Yep, the second one. I need to get better at English. I need to improve my English proficiency. In speech, get better is fine. In an essay, improve is the safe choice. He should say sorry for being late. He should apologize for his tardiness. Notice that even late changes to tardiness in a formal style. That's how you elevate your tone. Too much fast food is bad for you. Excessive consumption of fast food is harmful to one's health. Instead of bad, use precise formal adjectives: harmful, detrimental, or negative. Here's something examiners love: answers that flow. You could have a great vocabulary and ideas, but if your sentences feel like broken puzzle pieces, your score drops. That's why linking words, also called cohesive devices, are your best friend. The first one is in addition. Use it to add information. Here's an example. Social media entertains people. In addition, it helps them stay informed about global events. Notice how it's smoother than just saying "and." It gives your sentence a professional upgrade. Then we have moreover. Moreover, research shows that students who read daily perform better in exams. This works especially well in essays. Think of it as in addition, but with a suit and tie. However, shows contrast. Some believes exams motivate students. However, others argue they create unnecessary stress. Much better than but. It shows you are weighing both sides like a critical thinker. On the other hand, this is for balancing arguments. On the one hand, online learning is flexible. On the other hand, it can lack face-to-face interaction. Examiners love when you balance both perspectives before concluding. Therefore, the city invested in public transport. Therefore, traffic congestion has decreased. Always use this when you want to connect results. In conclusion, while technology can be distracting, its benefits for education are undeniable. Never leave your essay dangling. This phrase tells the examiner, "I'm wrapping up now." As a result, many young people spend hours online. As a result, physical activity levels are declining. You will sound sharper and more academic than if you just write "so." Take this basic paragraph. Exams are stressful. They also prepare students for real-world challenges, but they don't always measure creativity. Now improve it with linking words. Exams are stressful. However, they prepare students for real-world challenges. In addition, they don't always measure creativity. See how smooth that flows? Think of linking words as the glue of your essay or thinking response. Without them, your answer falls apart. With them, you sound organized, logical, and exam ready. Here's a secret. Exams don't just test your English, they test your thinking. The examiner wants to see if you can organize ideas, weigh arguments, and come to a clear conclusion. Let's break this down. Compare both sides of an argument. Exams often give you a statement like, "Social media has more negative effects than positive ones." Let's look at this answer. Yes, it's bad. This is too simple. There is no analysis. Now let's look at this one. On the one hand, social media can connect people across the world. On the other hand, it can also lead to addiction and mental health issues. Overall, the impact depends on how it is used. See what happened? By showing both sides, you sound balanced and thoughtful. If the topic was, "Exams are the best way to measure intelligence," could you think of one reason for and one reason against? Exams rewards you for backing up your ideas. Don't just state, "Sure." Instead of "technology is useful," try, for example, during the pandemic, online classes allowed millions of students to continue their studies without interruption. Real-life examples proves you are not just repeating memorized phrases, you are thinking critically. Examiners dislike one-sided essay with no nuance. You should write balanced answers. Here's an example. Homework is terrible. Teachers should stop giving it. Try. While excessive homework can overwhelm students, a reasonable amount helps reinforce learning outside the classroom. The second one shows maturity of thought. Always conclude clearly. Think of your conclusion as the handshake with your examiner. Don't leave them hanging. Instead of, yeah, so that's it, say, in conclusion, although social media presents challenges such as distraction, its ability to connect people and spread information makes it an essential tool in modern society. A clear conclusion leaves the examiner with a good final impression, like ending a conversation on a strong note. Now here's a strategy. Plan before you write or speak. Take 1 to 2 minutes to jot down your main points before diving in. A mini outline saves you from rambling. Here's an example outline for should school uniforms be compulsory? Even a 30-second plan can turn a messy answer into a structured, impressive one. Think of your exam like a debate with yourself. First, lay out your options, then weigh them fairly. Finally, land the plane with a clear conclusion. Examiners don't just want to know if your English is correct. They want to see that your brain is working like a scholar's. So we've unpacked the key skills you need for competitive exams. Now here's a challenge. Pick one strategy from today's lesson and try it out in the next practice essay or answer. You'd be surprised how much of a difference it makes. Thanks so much for watching, and if this lesson made your exam prep easier, give it a like, share it with a friend who's also preparing, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical English tips. You've got this.